I've done production for about let's say 15 years. Yeah, so I started about the year 2002. Yeah. Basically, I can say I've transitioned through most of what one may do in terms of music. I started out as a musician. First, we were singing in a group called Pumba Clan. So we were purely recording artists. But then, by then, I still had a curiosity of what production is about. How is music pieced up together? So we did quite a number of songs. We did Do Not Touch My Car. Out of the ones that I think did quite well, Chonga Viazi did well. Then one last one we did was African Timer. But then from there, I started venturing more into production. I majored in audio production. My other colleagues got into video. Thomas runs Bumba Video. Yeah, but for me, I didn't go straight into like Mainswitch from there. I ended up working a bit with other producers before I actually just established my own label. I worked with Caliph, with Clemo Caliph, for some time, and then I went freelance, and then now eventually worked with Ogopa. I stayed with Ogopa DJs for about 5 years. That was the longest duration I think I worked as a music producer, and I think that was the point in time where I really learned a lot in terms of record label management, artists, nurturing talent. And but then after that, I still felt like there's something more that I needed to do in terms of music. And realized most of what used to happen is that we used to produce a lot of songs in the studio, but then when you get out there, artists were still looking for outlets for music. And part of that drove me into getting into event management, whereby my initial idea was that we begin doing concerts for musicians and all. So we formed an event company, and I was lucky and I was fortunate enough to actually get a couple of like-minded individuals, mainly investors who actually came in and put in quite a significant amount to help us get started. So the bigger part of the brand as Mainswitch does events. Being a musician in Kenya requires a lot, in that there are a lot of challenges that we're facing. We're still streamlining a lot of things, even with regards to royalty payments, remuneration of artists, how much should a musician be paid if they were to get a stage and perform. What's the value of a Kenyan artist versus the value of an East African artist or another Pan-African artist. So we're still trying to level the playing field. But I believe things are much better, than they were a couple of years back. There's a time where Kenyan music wasn't enjoying any airplay. It was getting very minimal. I find like there was a lot of predominance from bongo. There's a time Kwaito music became quite big in Kenya. Then there's a wave of Nigerian music that just came and I think it cleared everywhere, South Africa. Yes, sorry about that. So there's really no telling where it's going, but it's getting better. Musicians who are just starting out their careers in music, I want to encourage them a lot, because you see, all the stars you see out there wouldn't be where they were if they didn't have the kind of persistence and the consistency that they show, that you see every day when you watch them on TV or when you see them out there. So if you're a budding musician who's just starting out and you're considering doing music as a career, music is a paying career. You just have to know or have the discipline of being a musician, like in any profession. If you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a pilot, you just have to have the discipline that requires for you to be able to perform, your best in that particular field. Even for producers as well, because music is not about just singing and performing. There are a lot of other avenues you can pursue. If you're doing music, you can be a songwriter, you can be a music instructor, you can be a music producer, you can be, a musician. So there's a lot of avenues you can follow. If you think your calling is in production, look for the right mentors, look for the right producers, talk to them, do a lot of research online. There's a lot of information out there right now. Unlike before where you'd have to rely on, some curriculum from some school to be able to understand production. Nowadays you can learn a lot from the internet, just from the internet alone. Yeah, so I would encourage anybody who wants to do anything to do with performing arts, not just music, but performing arts. There's a lot you can do, because it's your talent at the end of the day. Yeah, so for those who may want to get in touch with us, we are Mainswitch. You can reach us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram as at Mainswitch Group. For the budding musicians who may want to even send their demos and send their other recorded songs, and you're probably interested in working with us from the studio side, you can contact us through mainswitchstudios@gmail.com. We do have our website up as well, mainswitchstudios.com, and all the contact information we require, including phone numbers and our Google Map address and everything are there. So we welcome all of you guys, and peace.